So this is the NFL playoff picture here for week 11 of the 2024 season so far. Before Sunday night football starts. So we have the Chiefs 9-1. They are still in first in the AFC West. Buffalo has not had their bye yet. They'll either have their bye week 12 or week 14. There's 6 teams. There's 12 teams that have not had byes yet. 6 will have a bye week 12. And then 6 will have a bye on week 14. Week 13 is Thanksgiving. And because there's so many national games, there's 6 national games. 3 on Thanksgiving Day. 1 on Black Friday with the Amazon game. Amazon has this agreement with NFL. They want to have a Black Friday game as part of their deal, or have a game every week from weeks 2 through 17, which is the Thursday package. But typically before the Thursday package, skipped Thanksgiving week. However, this year and since they've had it Amazon, it was started I don't know if it started though. They started at Amazon Thursday, but a Black Friday game. And that was so. And then it was week 14, the last 6 teams to have a bye. Will have a bye then. So they're off weeks then, and we'll go back to 32 teams playing each week. And we go back to 3 national games. Except for week 15, I believe there's 2 Monday Night Footballs, but still got 4. Still got 24 teams, so you still got 6 games in each network. So. And then, and then we have, but anyways, we have Kansas City at 9-1. They're first in the AFC. So, they have a few winnable games. I don't see Buffalo catching up to maybe till they play Los Angeles, LA Chargers, or Houston, or Pittsburgh. Do I see them getting another loss? Maybe so. It's just going to have to be. The Bills now are going to have to hope that the Kansas City to actually have the lead. They're going to have to win every snap. They have to win, and Kansas City's going to have to lose, which could happen one more time. Could. Once or twice, maybe at the most. Maybe before we get team. But still. They got number 2 seed Buffalo with their win at Kansas City against Kansas City in Orchard Park. That was a really good win for Buffalo, an excellent win. And Buffalo has been a statement team, but they have been good for the last few seasons. But can they prove that they're like an AFC championship contender? We'll find this season. You guys have usually Kansas City won the last 20 seasons, but can it be Baltimore? Is it going to be Baltimore? Is it going to be Pittsburgh? Is it going to be Buffalo? Are you going to have, say, Houston? Or Houston just could be 1 and done? Houston could be 1 and done, but you still got Buffalo. You still can't count out Cincinnati. This season, you can't count out LA Chargers. LA Chargers have been excellent. And to shake things up in the playoffs, you can't. Buffalo, like I said, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. You still got some good solid teams in that. You can't count Cincinnati. Cincinnati struggle a little bit, but you still can't count them all. Shake things up. So you got Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're a really solid team. Had a really solid win over a really good Baltimore Ravens team at home in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That was a great win for them. Texans in the AFC South. Texans. They're in the AFC South. They're in a division that they should win pretty easily. Jacksonville's not doing great. You have Indianapolis. They're doing okay. Indianapolis is doing okay, but they've been had some ups and downs in the season. Now they finally became a little bit more consistent with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. You got Tennessee, which is not doing nothing. So Indianapolis is only a threat, but I think Houston should be able to win their division, no problem. LA Chargers. I don't believe are safe in the playoffs. But they still got to watch. You still have to watch out for Cincinnati. You still have to watch out for you still got to watch out for Cincinnati, and Miami. Yes, Miami. Still watch out for those two teams. Miami isn't on the playoff hunt yet because they've had lost a bunch of games with Tua Tagovailoa in Miami at quarterback. No, need Miami Dolphins at quarterback. They can come back and be 6-6, sneak into that. They could sneak into that 7 spot, especially taking over from Denver. They could, if Indianapolis happened to grab it, they could sneak it away from Indianapolis. So they have a really solid chance to actually win, to actually go to the AFC playoffs. But they just have to watch over those two teams that, are not playing at their peak, at their best yet, but could go to. But we'll see though. If you get to 8-9 losses, you're over though. So you're out of contention, and they're both at 6. So 2 more losses and they're out. You got Indianapolis at 5-6. You have Miami at 4-6. Indianapolis could go, but I just don't see it though. I just don't. They've had ups and downs at quarterback, and if they do it, they will be 1 and done. Dolphins, they're at 12%. Do I see them have a shot going to go in there? Yes. With Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, they definitely have a really good shot at making the AFC playoffs. Do I think they're necessarily going to? Will they win a game? Yes. Could they win? Maybe they could win 1, 2. I don't know though. We'll see though. Miami has been up. I don't think Miami has been to the second round, have they? And then you have, but Cincinnati. Cincinnati made it to the playoffs. Not last season because Joe Burrow was hurt, and then Joe Burrow's coming back from playing in the first few games. Not the best. Now he's looked a little better, but they could shake things up. But, they're still competitors in the AFC. Despite the record, they're still going to be a formidable team that you can't mess with. Can't take them lightly, though. And there's no one eliminated. There's no one eliminated, technically, but NY Jets. You would see no shot for them to make the playoffs. You would see no chance New England makes it. No chance Cleveland makes it. No chance Tennessee makes it. No chance Las Vegas makes it. Or Jacksonville. No one is technically eliminated, but all them teams don't have a shot. They don't. So, right now Jacksonville's best hope is 8-9. So 2-18 or 3-8, 2-8, sorry, 9-8. So it's and Jaguars' best hope is 8-9. So it's technically once they get 8, once the last team in the number 7 spot gets 8 wins, Jacksonville will be eliminated. But it'll actually be less though than that, probably if they start to lose, which Matt Jones is correct. The Jaguars embarrassed them, or Detroit embarrassed Jacksonville. No surprise there. And we have in the hunt here for the number 1 seed. We have it is Detroit. Detroit is 9-1 versus the AFC North, and there's no surprise there that they're best team in football. You know, they are the best team in football. I mean, so their defense is really solid, especially when their defense is against all odds. They come back and win. And they got excellent kicker. You need an excellent kicker in the playoffs to make kicks, because it's going to come down to like game-winning kicks or missed kick, or come to missed extra point, missed field goal, game-winning kick. If you don't have a good solid kicker, it's super reliable. Detroit's not going to win. Detroit is one of those teams. And they got solid offense. Played Jared Goff throwing 5 receptions against Houston. They're still a really solid team. Philadelphia just proved they're the best team in the Philadelphia just proved they're the best team in the NFC East with a win over Washington. Washington had a little bit of struggle in that game, but just proved why they're a dominant team in the NFC East. That was a statement win for them. They were already a solid team, but this really proved it. Arizona just leading the West. The NFC West is so tight that it could be anyone's in the NFC West. The Falcons. They've been struggling in the NFC South. 2 losses in a row, a stunner to New Orleans, and a stunner, especially a stunner to Denver. By that much, that's a big stunner. Minnesota Vikings. They're 5th in the NFC, 5th, but they're not, because they're not the division leader, but they're a really solid team. Playing dominant. Sam Darnold technically had a fumble on this pitch to Aaron Jones early in the first quarter, but Minnesota's playing really solid football. I mean, despite those 2 losses, they had that one loss to Detroit by 2 points and on that late game-winning field goal, and then they had that stunner loss to LA Rams, but Minnesota's really solid team. They're a really solid team. And show good things in the NFC playoffs. Minnesota should. I mean, I don't. So, especially, it's being like the 5th seed, they'll get like the Falcons, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Arizona, and those should be pretty winnable games. Green Bay. And they could stun some in the second round. Got Green Bay.
No, come on.
Like I was saying, Minnesota looks like a really solid team. And they have a few more winnable games coming up. It could be 9-2, 10-2, and then 11-2 possibly. They could beat Chicago. They have a good shot to beat Chicago, and then they have a good shot to beat. And they play Arizona, who is 6-4 top in the NFC West, but the NFC West is like very tight. The other 3 teams, Seattle, San Francisco, and LA Rams, are 5-5. So they're really tight. And that could be a must-win game for. I say it's going to be a must-win game, or even is in the FC West. Pretty much. And then you got Atlanta coming, which Atlanta then struggled with, so Minnesota could have a bunch of winnable games. Could be 11-2. Could be like one of the best teams in the NFL. They already are. They're like top. They're like slated as a divisional round contender in the power rankings. They are top 4 teams in each year. But are they a divisional winner? Maybe. We'll see how that goes. I mean, they're solid team. Green Bay, I think Green Bay, one of those teams that's good, but they're not like impressive. They lost to Minnesota. They lost to Detroit. And both of those teams are not like great. I mean, that's, should I say they're not? I mean, they're good teams, but when I say they're not great, I mean they're great teams. But Green Bay, you have to prove themselves, especially in your division. You have to prove yourselves by beating good teams, great teams like great team. Minnesota's a great team. You have to prove that you can win. You're in the NFC against your division. And have they proven that? No. The only win in their division was against Chicago. And Green Bay had some. They had any big wins? Green Bay has. Like I'll show you. Oh, they haven't any big wins, really. I mean, what's their biggest win of the season? I mean, they had. I guess Arizona, Houston, and LA Rams are the biggest wins, but they've had some good wins. But it's just like they've had wins against playoff caliber teams. I mean, Arizona's a playoff team, and so is Houston. Let's do two playoff contenders, and LA Rams are playoff contenders for the NFC West. So, but I think what the Green Bay's one of those teams where, like, they might be able to get in the playoffs, but if they do, they're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs. They're not. They're not. And, I mean, they play for San Francisco, they play Miami, they play Detroit, they play Seattle, they play New Orleans, they play Minnesota, and they play Chicago. Miami is going to be a tough game. Yeah, you might not think Miami is based on the record, but they're a tough team. San Francisco is going to be a tough game. Detroit's going to be a very tough game on the Monday night Thursday night after Thanksgiving, week after Thanksgiving. They play a week after. They play Thursday night to Thursday night. So both teams play on Thursday. Lions play Thursday early afternoon game, and then Miami, and then Green Bay plays the Thanksgiving night game. So they don't look that great. I mean, Green Bay may not look that great of a team. And they play Seattle, which is not a bad team actually. They beat San Francisco, but I think Green Bay could beat them. New Orleans is struggling a little bit. Lost 7 in a row. Now they lost 2 straight, thanks to now that Derek Carr's been getting healthier, and now he's back fully. His first game is just getting a little bit of the rust off after not playing in real game for him. Then you have Minnesota again, and you have Chicago again. So the Green Bay could be one of those teams that gets in the playoffs. They win a few of those games. They might win a few of them. Maybe a few games. Like they could be 8-5, 9-4. They could be 10-4, 11-4. They could be 12-5, 13-4. If they lose all 3 of them in a row, it could be 7-6, 8-6, 9-6. It could be 10-7. It could be 10-7, 11-6. Even if they get into the playoffs at 10-7, 11-6, 12-5, they could win 2 out of 3 or lose. They could be 12-5. So if they're 12-5 and they lose to, San Francisco, they lose to Miami. Even if they become 12-5, I don't think they're going to be that great. I think they're one of those teams that might be able to win a game against, when the NFC West, or they win a game against, because they're basically playing every team in the NFC West. So they could win against the NFC West. And they could beat Atlanta or Tampa Bay in the NFC South. They could. That would be one of the 2 divisional leaders. That would come out in the NFC South. Divisional, but that's one of those, they say smoke and mirrors, or Like that's what they are. They're one of those teams that I think they could do well in the regular season, but come playoffs, I don't know. Maybe they win one of those games. That's the three if they're 5 or 6 seed. But if they aren't, but if they're 3 seed, 4 seed, but if they're what if they have to play Detroit or Philadelphia? They're done. They're done. And you have Washington, which Washington lost the game to Philadelphia. They did not play the greatest game. Gene Daniels and the Washington Commanders did not have the greatest game. But they had a close. They had a loss by the offsides, jumping offsides, not hurt. And they tried to bounce back with a win, and they just cut to their division foes. So they're not a bad team though. It's just that they just didn't have a good game though. And then we have some other teams here. LA Rams. LA Rams. Do I think they get in the playoffs? Yes. Yeah, I do. But I think they would have to win the division. I don't think they could get in as a wild card. I don't think so. But I could be wrong, I think they would have to get in as a division winner. I could be wrong though. Could be Green Bay could, if Green Bay does. I think they could do lose two of those 3 games. Maybe Green Bay helps out LA Rams. They hope maybe Seattle. Helps out San Francisco. I see they could win. It could beat San Francisco. San Francisco could get in the playoffs. Have the wild card, but they could also get in the division. I mean, it depends on if is Minnesota gonna stumble? Maybe, but Minnesota hasn't. I mean, ever since the only stumble was really against the Rams. And Detroit, they lost on a field goal, so they could be Minnesota could have been undefeated. Still, I mean, Minnesota's a solid team though. It's see it. I don't see them stumbling too much. Green Bay is good. Washington maybe a little bit. But you got LA Rams, Seahawks, San Francisco. One of those teams could make it in as a wild card, but I think it would be more likely Seattle or San Francisco. I think the most likely team out of the NFC West to make a wild card would be San Francisco, especially since they play Green. But we'll see though. Tampa Bay. I see Tampa Bay could make it in the playoffs as a division winner. And they would have to make it as a division winner. But Atlanta's falling and stumbling. And Tampa Bay has some winnable games on their schedule. Tampa Bay does. They have winnable games on their schedule. They have NY Giants, Carolina, Las Vegas, and you have also their backup quarterback, Cooper Rush. They got trying to Panthers. They have that could be a game, or it could be either or. Maybe LHers and none of them. You still got 5 and 6, 6, 6, 7, 6. It could be 7, 6. It could be 9 and 8 and limp in the playoffs. But just Atlanta. Oh, the way Atlanta's been doing 9 and 8. The way Atlanta's been playing though. No. I just don't see it the way Atlanta's been playing. No, Atlanta's is one of those teams that I think they could lose. And it could be lose a bunch of games. And it's maybe Atlanta even becomes 8 and 9 in the playoffs. Ugh. 8 and 9, 9 and 8. They limp in just because of their division. That's not that great. You don't want to just limp in the playoffs and be in the playoffs because your division is not that great. Yes, they won their shot in, but if they base the best 7 teams, regardless of division, and seed them 1 through 7? Or are they really going to be one of the 7 best teams? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe there's other teams that are 10 and 7 that get snubbed just because of that. I mean, that's how it works. The system works, but it's not. But it's like, you'd really feel for a team that better record. Then you have Chicago. Chicago's a good team. I think Chicago's not bad, and they actually showed why they're a better team than they were against. They were against Arizona and New England. However, they just had blocked field goal. Green Bay had blocked the field goal on Chicago to sweep by, and that hurts. But I think they could win and be. I mean, they play Minnesota next week 12. They play Minnesota on Sunday early afternoon window, and I think in the Fox early window, they actually play in the Fox early window, and I think they could be a solid team. But they played like it, but they just, they just didn't win, and they're not gonna be. I think Minnesota could beat them, but it's not gonna be an easy game. However, though, you have New Orleans. New Orleans is one of the teams that the record looks worse than it actually is. But could they have been to NFC playoffs as the South winner? I mean, just because they lost so many in a row with their backup quarterback. Their backup quarterback who's like a rookie. I mean, maybe they actually do. I could see that. They actually make it to the NFC playoffs. Let's actually show you here. What do I think? Could they beat the Rams? Yes. Could they beat Redskins? Yes. Washington? Maybe not. Green Bay? Maybe. It could be 9-8 and be an NFC playoff picture. NFC South as a winner. So yes, I still see that. I do see that. Do I see New Giants making the playoffs? No, I do not. New Giants are 2-8. I don't see them making the playoffs. Do I see Carolina making the playoffs? No, I do not. Do I see Dallas making the playoffs? No, I do not. Do I see Chicago making the playoffs? I mean, I think to be in the NFC playoff picture, we have to win at least 10 games, I think, to be in the NFC playoff picture. And 10 games would be Chicago would be 10-7. And I don't see Chicago making the playoffs. I think they'd have to. They're not going to win the NFC North. They're not going to. They have to. You have to be almost perfect in the NFC playoff picture. In the NFC, in our teams, you have to be almost flawless, win every single game. You have to win 7 out of all 7 in a row to be 11-6. Or you have to win 10 or you have to win 6 out of 7 in a row. Which I don't see that. Dallas with their backup, I don't see that. Carolina, I don't see them winning. I don't see Redskins winning. I see LA Rams, Seattle, San Francisco, all being in just because of the AFC West for winning their division. And I could see San Francisco, Seattle making it on the wild card. Tampa Bay, I could see getting in because of the division. Same with New Orleans. But New Orleans has a tougher task, where they still have to win 5 out of 6 minimum. And that's a more tougher task than Tampa Bay, where they have to only win 5 out of 7. So we'll see how that goes. That's my thoughts here in the week of the NFL playoff picture before week 11 Sunday football.